As a surgeon, I'm warning seniors not to eat these 5 foods. Your blood lipids will skyrocket, your blood pressure will rise, and bad cholesterol will build up. There are people who go to bed at night perfectly healthy, yet the next morning, they never wake up again. Their loved ones call and call, but there's no answer. When they're rushed to the hospital, the doctor says it's too late. A cerebral artery was blocked. Blood pressure shot up at 3 a.m. A stroke in their sleep. The question is, why does this happen? What did they do wrong, or was it just bad luck? No, in many cases, the cause isn't age or misfortune. It lies in the familiar foods that our seniors eat every day. These dishes, which seem so rich and nourishing, are silently thickening the blood, causing blockages and building up bad cholesterol hour by hour. I am someone who has witnessed too many hearts stop beating because of wrong eating habits. And today, I want to issue a serious warning. Seniors, do not eat these 5 foods. Your blood lipids will skyrocket, blood pressure will be high, and bad cholesterol will accumulate. Right now, I will point out each food and each consequence, so you know what you need to avoid before it's too late. The first dangerous food, crispy fried bacon or pork belly. That crispy, fragrant, fatty bacon that sizzles in the pan. Just one bite, and you hear that satisfying crunch. It's not just delicious, it brings back memories. Many seniors tell me, I've been eating this since I was young. Now that I'm older, I can finally eat as much as I want. But it's this very same dish that I've seen take many people's lives without them having a chance to say goodbye. I can't forget the image of a 68-year-old man from a quiet suburb. That day, he was eating dinner when he suddenly slumped over at the table. He was brought to the hospital, and the diagnosis was an acute coronary artery blockage. His blood lipids were high, and his LDL cholesterol was more than double that of a normal person. His family, in tears, said, "This morning he was so happy, saying how delicious the fried bacon was." So why did this happen? Pork belly, by its nature, is already full of saturated fat. When fried at high temperatures, it creates a crispy crust that contains trans fats. This is a poison that hardens your arteries, causes silent inflammation, and allows bad cholesterol to build up day by day. A young person might be able to eat it because their digestive system is strong and their blood vessels are still elastic. But for seniors, whose arteries have hardened with age and whose liver and kidneys have weakened, eating this is like pouring oil directly onto the heart, day after day. It pushes bad cholesterol deeper into the artery walls. It doesn't just cause high blood lipids and high blood pressure. Eating crispy fried meats regularly also increases the risk of fatty liver disease, osteoporosis, and difficulty sleeping at night. It can even cause memory decline because blood flow to the brain is insufficient and circulation slows down. What's worth noting is why seniors love this dish so much. Because of its rich flavor, the crunch that stimulates the palate, and how it makes a simple meal feel special. You don't need strong teeth to chew it. Many people even fry a large batch to have on hand, cutting off a slice for each meal like a reward for their old age. But that reward is silently stealing away their healthy days. I don't deny that crispy fried bacon can be delicious. But for a senior to eat it regularly, crispy and fatty, alongside white bread or potatoes, is a perfect formula for destroying their arteries. I advise you, if you really can't give it up, please eat lean, boiled or baked pork instead of frying it. If you crave the flavor, try using an air fryer, reduce the salt, and never reuse the frying oil. I want to hear you say, from now on, I will limit my intake of crispy fried bacon, so bad cholesterol doesn't clog my arteries. If you agree, please comment below to remind each other to stay healthy. Don't let one dish become the reason you never see your loved ones again. The second dangerous food, egg yolks, the sweet-faced killer in a senior's meal. The yolk of an egg, a food that seems incredibly nutritious, is actually a silent assassin for older adults. Many people tell me, back in the day, we were poor. We dreamed of having an egg to eat. Now that we can afford it, I have one every day. It's good for you, right, doctor? That sentiment sounds full of care for one's health, but behind it lies a cholesterol bomb waiting to explode in the bloodstream. Just imagine this. A single large egg yolk can contain over 200 milligrams of cholesterol, which is close to the daily recommended limit for a senior. For older adults, whose artery walls are already stiff, whose liver function is weaker, and who likely already have high blood lipids, what is eating an extra egg yolk, especially on an empty stomach, if not pouring thick grease into an already clogged stream? I vividly remember the story of Mrs. Davis, a patient over 70 from a small town in Pennsylvania. Every afternoon, after her walk, she would have a hard-boiled egg. "It gets the blood flowing. It's good for you," she'd say with a smile. One winter morning, she was found unconscious in her bathroom. The doctor diagnosed a stroke due to a cerebral artery blockage. Her cholesterol was double the normal limit, and her blood lipids were dangerously high. When her family recounted her daily habit of eating an egg, everyone was shocked. The problem isn't the egg itself, but the frequency, the way it's eaten, and the physiology of an older person, which is not what it used to be. Eggs can be good for people who need to gain weight or are recovering from an illness. But for someone over 60, especially with a history of high blood pressure, fatty liver, or diabetes, the egg yolk is a saboteur, chipping away at their arteries every day. It not only raises bad cholesterol, but also overworks the liver, increases the risk of pancreatitis, causes bloating, indigestion, insomnia, and puts pressure on the heart at night. Why do seniors like them so much? Because they're warm, soft, easy to swallow, and give a feeling of being nourished. But that very feeling is a deception. We think we're getting healthier until a headache or a dizzy spell comes, and it's too late. If you still want to eat eggs, please limit them to 2 or 3 whole eggs per week. Consider eating just the egg whites sometimes. Eat them in the morning after having something else in your stomach. Absolutely do not eat them at night. Please write in the comments below, "I will not eat eggs every day to keep my arteries clear and my heart from being overworked." It's a simple sentence, but it could be a promise to your own heart. Don't let an egg be the reason your life is cut short. The third dangerous food, crispy roasted chicken and duck skin. It's crispy, it's savory, but it's silently destroying a senior's arteries. Anyone who has eaten perfectly rendered, crispy duck skin, fragrant with spices, will find it hard to forget that feeling. The skin, glistening with fat, with a savory, slightly charred flavor, is truly a delicacy in an elderly person's meal. Many seniors even say, just eating a piece of the skin makes the whole meal joyful. And yet, I've witnessed that small joy rob many people of their lives. I remember a gentleman from Florida, 72 years old. His blood pressure was a little high, but he still looked very strong. Last Thanksgiving, his children invited him over for a roast duck dinner. He ate with great gusto, smiling throughout the meal because it had been a long time since he'd had real, crispy duck skin. Just 2 days later, he experienced a severe, crushing chest pain. He was rushed to the hospital, and a scan revealed his arteries were thick with bad cholesterol, his blood lipids were high, and his coronary artery was 85% blocked. The doctor said if he had arrived just a few hours later, it would have been difficult to save his life. So, what's happening inside those golden, crispy pieces of skin? When chicken or duck skin is roasted at a high temperature for a long time, it produces harmful compounds like heterocyclic amines and PAHs. These are substances that can cause chronic inflammation, promote atherosclerosis, and increase the risk of cancer. Not to mention, the skin contains a very high amount of saturated fat. When this enters the body of an older person whose digestion is already weak and whose liver and kidneys are not as efficient, it accumulates, making the blood thick, raising bad cholesterol, and creating a risk of heart attack or stroke during sleep, or even memory loss and confusion due to insufficient blood flow to the brain. Even more dangerous, This dish is often eaten on holidays or with beer or wine, which further suffocates the cardiovascular system. You might still think, what's the harm in eating a little bit? But for a senior, each piece of roasted skin is another layer of fat sticking to their artery walls. And when there's no more room for blood to pass, what do you think will happen? Please write down below. I will give up the habit of eating roasted chicken and duck skin to protect my heart and my arteries. It's a small action, but it could grant you many more holidays with your family, many more peaceful meals with your children and grandchildren. The fourth dangerous food, rich bone broth, refrigerated overnight. What seems nourishing is actually a hidden trap for a senior's heart. Many older adults hold a firm belief that the richer and fattier the bone broth, the better it is. They believe that letting it cool overnight makes it sweeter and more nourishing. Whenever their children or grandchildren visit, they feel they must simmer a large pot of beef or pork bones for hours. If they don't finish it today, they'll just reheat it tomorrow. Yet, very few know that this exact habit is silently raising their blood lipids, building up cholesterol, and harming their liver, heart, and kidneys in the most dangerous way. I once met a 69-year-old woman in Chicago. She was known for being a wonderful cook. She lived alone, but simmered a pot of pork bones every week to use as a base for her meals. She said it made her feel strong and less tired. Until one sunny afternoon, she fainted right in her kitchen. She was discovered while the soup was still steaming on the stove. Lab results showed that her blood lipids were extremely high, her liver enzymes were abnormal, her blood pressure was up to 180, and her bad cholesterol was nearly double the safe limit. The doctor shook his head and said, for a senior, a rich bone broth that has been cooled overnight is a killer in a soup bowl. Why is that? When bones are simmered for a long time, animal fats, especially saturated fats, are released and form a layer on the surface. If you eat it immediately while it's hot, some of it will be digested. But when it's cooled overnight in the refrigerator and then reheated, that layer of fat solidifies. It becomes a dense, hard-to-digest substance that, when it enters the body, overloads the liver, makes the blood thick and syrupy, and deposits bad cholesterol on the artery walls. Furthermore, bone broths are often seasoned with a lot of salt, MSG, or other flavor enhancers. For an older person, that's a combination that sends blood pressure soaring, causing water retention, heart failure, swollen legs, and electrolyte imbalances. They think they're eating something nourishing, but it's actually making their heart beat irregularly, their blood pressure fluctuate, and their body feel sluggish and tired for no clear reason. I want to send this message: a young person might be able to handle it, but an older person cannot. If you still want to eat bone broth, let it cool completely, then skim off every bit of the hardened fat from the surface before reheating. Or, use lean bones, simmer for a shorter time, and eat it the same day. If you have a habit of using leftover bone broth, please write a promise in the comments below this video. I will not use bone broth that has been left overnight to protect my arteries and my liver. Because sometimes, what makes us weak isn't our age, but that bowl of soup, which seems so full of love, that is secretly putting our body in danger. The fifth dangerous food, store-bought pastries and sweets. A seemingly innocent snack that can push a senior to the brink. A soft muffin, a sweet slice of cake, or a simple packaged cookie from the supermarket. What's the harm in that? That's the question many people ask when I warn them about this type of food. I just have a small piece with my tea for enjoyment, not a whole cake, doctor. However, for a senior, just a little bit each day, repeated over and over, leads to consequences that are not as enjoyable as they thought. I once treated a 70-year-old man from Boston. He looked healthy with no unusual symptoms. He loved to eat a sweet pastry every morning with a cup of coffee with sweetened creamer. He said, "I'm old, I can't eat a big breakfast. A little pastry settles my stomach." It wasn't until he was hospitalized for chest tightness and shortness of breath that doctors discovered he had high blood sugar elevated blood lipids, triglycerides that were off the charts, and severe stage 2 fatty liver disease. Notably, the test results showed a sharp increase in bad cholesterol, even though he didn't eat much fatty meat. The main culprit was the hidden fat in store-bought pastries. Processed sweets contain a lot of trans fats, the most dangerous type of fat because it not only increases bad LDL cholesterol, but also reduces good HDL cholesterol. That's a double blow to the cardiovascular system. These fats are very difficult for the body to break down and easily stick to the walls of blood vessels, causing atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, heart attacks, and even strokes during sleep. Not to mention, these sweets also contain a large amount of refined sugar. When it enters the body, it quickly converts to triglycerides, a type of fat in the blood, which makes the blood even thicker and slows circulation. This increases the risk of memory loss, fatigue, and chronic insomnia. Why are seniors so susceptible to this? Because it's convenient, it's easy to eat without much chewing, and it's often given as a gift from children and grandchildren. Many even think that eating a pastry instead of a full meal is better for digestion. This is extremely wrong. For seniors, the simpler, the safer. A sweet pastry is not a harmless treat. It's something that can push a fragile heart to its limit without any warning. If any of you still have the habit of keeping pastries in the fridge as a go-to snack, please write a clear commitment. I will not eat store-bought sweets every day to protect my liver, my heart, and to keep my blood flowing smoothly. It's a small change, but it could be the reason you live many more healthy years with your family. A pastry might be sweet in your mouth, but it can make your life bitter forever. At this point, you've probably seen clearly how these 5 seemingly familiar foods, from crispy fried bacon and egg yolks to roasted duck skin, leftover bone broth, and processed sweets, are not as innocent as we thought. For a senior, every bite is another bit of thickening in the blood, another fraction of an inch that an artery narrows, another bit of bad cholesterol that sneaks in. If you continue to eat them regularly as a lifelong habit, then skyrocketing blood lipids, high blood pressure, blocked arteries, and strokes in your sleep are no longer just empty warnings. I urge you, don't wait until your chest hurts, your head spins, or your legs can no longer hold you up to start making changes. Be proactive. Gradually reduce and replace the foods I've mentioned to maintain the clarity of your blood vessels, the sharpness of your mind, and the safety of your remaining days. If you find this content useful, please click the like button and share it with your loved ones. The more people who know, the more people can avoid these dangers. And if I may ask, which of these 5 foods will you give up first? I would love to read each of your answers in the comment section. Now, if you know what to avoid, the next question is, what should you eat to make your blood thinner, your arteries cleaner, and your heartbeat more steadily every day? Right now, I invite you to listen. Seniors who want thinner blood, cleaner arteries, and a healthier heart should eat these 5 foods every day. The first recommended food, celery. This humble vegetable helps thin the blood, lower blood pressure, and effectively reduce bad cholesterol. Celery, a vegetable that is easy to grow and find in any market, is a green miracle for the cardiovascular system of older adults. Many studies around the world have shown that celery contains a natural compound called phthalate, which helps relax the artery walls, thereby gently and effectively lowering blood pressure without causing fatigue. In addition, celery is very rich in soluble fiber, a key factor in reducing the amount of bad LDL cholesterol in the blood by binding to it and carrying it out of the body through the digestive system. Not only that, celery also has a mild, natural blood-thinning ability, helping to prevent the formation of blood clots, the main cause of strokes and heart attacks, especially in people over 60. Beyond its heart benefits, celery also supports liver detoxification, acts as a diuretic to reduce water retention, and helps control blood sugar. These are all common issues that seniors face as they enter the stage of vascular aging. In particular, Celery contains an abundant amount of potassium, which helps balance electrolytes, stabilize heart rhythm, and reduce episodes of rapid heartbeat, palpitations, or shortness of breath at night. To get the maximum benefit, seniors can consume celery in several ways. Juice fresh celery and drink it in the morning, diluted and without sugar. Stir-fry it quickly with garlic. Cook it in a soup with lean meat or tofu. Make a light salad with celery, carrots, and a mild apple cider vinaigrette. If you're dealing with high blood pressure, high blood lipids, or bad cholesterol, celery should be a regular part of your meals. Try writing a commitment in the comments below. I will add celery to my meals to clean my arteries and protect my heart. Just a humble bunch of celery can make a huge difference in your health every day. The second recommended food, oatmeal. This simple grain helps reduce blood lipids, stabilize blood sugar, and clean arteries every day. Oats, especially steel-cut or rolled oats, have long been recognized by both traditional wisdom and modern medicine as one of the golden foods for purifying the body and supporting the heart. Oats contain a large amount of beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that is incredibly powerful. It works by forming a gel in your digestive tract, which traps cholesterol and prevents it from being absorbed into your bloodstream. This helps lower the risk of atherosclerosis and stroke, which is especially useful for seniors whose artery walls have already hardened and whose blood circulates more slowly. This powerful fiber also helps lower total cholesterol, increase good HDL cholesterol, and support the liver in flushing out excess fat. It cleans the blood naturally without the side effects of medication. For seniors who often experience water retention, swollen legs, or mild hypertension, oatmeal also helps the body release excess fluid, reducing the burden on the heart and kidneys. Furthermore, oats contain essential amino acids, magnesium, and other minerals that help maintain a steady heartbeat, strengthen artery walls, and, importantly, help older adults sleep better, reducing stress and nighttime anxiety. The best way to eat it is simple. Cook it with water or milk to make a porridge. You can eat it daily for breakfast. If you truly want to live healthier after 60, please write a clear sentence in the comments below. I will eat oatmeal to lower my cholesterol and protect my blood vessels. Because sometimes, simply changing your breakfast can change the entire flow of your circulatory system. The third recommended food, salmon or other oily fish. This popular food helps reduce blood lipids, clear arteries, and prevent heart attacks in seniors. While salmon can be pricey, other oily fish like sardines or mackerel are wonderful, affordable alternatives. What few people realize is that these fish contain a high amount of omega-3 fatty acids, which have a direct effect on reducing bad cholesterol, preventing blood clots, and protecting the heart with incredible efficiency. The omega-3s in oily fish not only reduce triglycerides in the blood, but also help reduce chronic inflammation in the blood vessels and improve the elasticity of the artery walls, something that seniors desperately need as their blood vessels become more rigid and fragile. Additionally, this type of healthy fat increases the amount of good HDL cholesterol, which helps to sweep away plaque that has built up over the years. This reduces the risk of arterial blockages, heart attacks, and strokes. Besides omega-3s, these fish also contain plenty of vitamin D, B12, iron, zinc, and selenium. These nutrients help improve memory, stabilize blood pressure, and prevent cerebral anemia in older adults. This is a food that is not only good for the heart, but also beneficial for the liver, kidneys, and the entire central nervous system. The best part is that these fish are widely available and easy to prepare. Seniors can bake salmon with herbs and lemon, or gently poach it. You should aim for 2 to 3 servings of fish per week instead of red meat or fatty meats. It's delicious, light on the stomach, and helps to thin the blood day by day without needing medication. Most importantly, limit frying and avoid canned fish packed in oil, as they often contain a lot of salt and preservatives. If you have previously overlooked the power of oily fish, today is the time to reconsider. Write down a clear commitment. I will eat oily fish every week to reduce my blood lipids and prevent the risk of a heart attack. A simple portion of fish could be the reason your heart beats steadily for many more years. The fourth recommended food, garlic. This tiny spice has the power to thin blood, reduce bad cholesterol, and prevent strokes in seniors. Garlic is not just a common spice in the kitchen, it is also a precious natural medicine, especially for people over 60. Garlic contains allicin, a powerful sulfur compound that has been scientifically proven to have a natural blood-thinning effect. It reduces the viscosity of the blood and prevents the formation of blood clots, the direct factor that causes strokes and heart attacks in older adults. Garlic is also an enemy of bad cholesterol. When used correctly, allicin helps lower LDL bad cholesterol levels while increasing HDL good cholesterol. This helps to clean the artery walls, reducing the risk of atherosclerosis and ensuring smooth blood circulation to the brain and heart. In addition, garlic has the ability to gently lower blood pressure, fight inflammation in the blood vessels, support liver function, and protect nerve cells from premature aging. Many seniors experience cold hands and feet, headaches, and insomnia, all of which are related to poor blood circulation. Garlic is one of the natural solutions that can help improve this condition. Garlic also contains powerful antioxidants like selenium, flavonoids, and vitamin C, which help slow down the aging process of blood vessels, improve memory, and boost the immune system, a crucial foundation for keeping seniors healthy and less prone to illness. For maximum effect, you should use fresh garlic. Crush or chop it and let it sit for about 10 minutes before eating to fully activate the allicin. You can eat it raw, pickle it in honey or apple cider vinegar, or use it to lightly sauté vegetables. But absolutely do not fry it until it's burnt, as that will destroy all its medicinal properties. Try typing a firm sentence below. I will eat garlic every day to thin my blood and prevent the risk of a stroke after 60. Because sometimes, a small clove of garlic can preserve the great force of life within an older person's body. The fifth recommended food, ripe avocado. A good fat that helps reduce bad cholesterol, boost memory, and protect the hearts of seniors. Avocado, a fruit that seems to be only for young people trying to lose weight or improve their skin, is actually a special nutritional gift for seniors. This is especially true for those dealing with issues of blood lipids, blood pressure, or memory. The most outstanding feature of avocado is its content of monounsaturated fatty acids. This is a type of fat that has been proven to reduce bad LDL cholesterol and increase good HDL cholesterol. This helps prevent plaque buildup in the artery walls, reducing the risk of atherosclerosis, stroke, and heart attack. Avocado is also rich in phytosterols, a natural plant compound that helps inhibit the absorption of cholesterol in the intestines. This helps seniors maintain stable blood lipid levels without having to rely entirely on medication. In addition, avocados are a great source of potassium, magnesium, and vitamin E. These are essential minerals for stabilizing blood pressure, reducing inflammation in the blood vessel walls, and protecting brain cells. Especially for seniors who experience mild confusion, poor memory, forgetfulness, or sleep disorders, avocado can support the recovery of neurological function thanks to its high antioxidant content, which protects the brain from the effects of aging. Furthermore, the fiber in avocados helps improve digestion, reduce constipation, and control blood sugar, making it very suitable for older adults with mild diabetes or metabolic disorders. The simplest way to eat it is to eat a ripe avocado as is, mix it with plain yogurt, or mash it and spread it on whole wheat toast instead of butter. You should not mix it with sugar, condensed milk, or cream, as this will counteract the goal of reducing cholesterol and controlling blood lipids. Try writing a promise. I will eat ripe avocado every week to reduce bad cholesterol and enhance my memory. Because an avocado is not just soft to eat, it is also silently supporting the health of the heart, brain and blood vessels of seniors every day. Do you regularly eat celery, have oatmeal, eat salmon, use fresh garlic, or eat ripe avocados? If you already have these items on your weekly menu, then congratulations. You are giving your body wonderful nutrients to thin your blood, reduce bad cholesterol, prevent strokes, and keep your heart beating steadily through the years. If you haven't paid attention to these foods before, today is the time to start. Because sometimes, just a change in your diet can add many years to your health, many seasons to your memory, and keep the warmth of your family by your side for longer. If you found this video helpful, please press the like button and share it with your loved ones. Because maybe just one right food can save someone from the risk of disease. And don't forget to leave a comment about which food you will add to your daily meals to protect your blood vessels. But my friends, I have to be honest about something. Even if you eat right, drink right, and choose the right foods, if you still maintain 4 wrong habits every day, all your efforts could amount to nothing. So, what are these 4 habits that are silently killing the blood vessels of seniors, causing bad cholesterol to accumulate, and increasing the risk of sudden death every night? Right now, I invite you to listen to the next section, titled, 90% of seniors are silently practicing these 4 habits that kill blood vessels, increase blood lipids, bad cholesterol, and risk of sudden death. Dangerous mistake number 1. Drinking strong coffee on an empty stomach. A silent habit that constricts blood vessels, raises blood pressure, and accelerates the risk of sudden death in seniors. Many older adults have a habit of waking up early, brewing a cup of strong, hot coffee, and sipping it in silence. They see it as a peaceful morning ritual. Some even say, I can skip breakfast as long as I have my cup of coffee to wake me up for the day. It sounds harmless, but in reality, drinking coffee, especially strong and dark coffee, on an empty stomach is a dangerous mistake for the cardiovascular and nervous systems of an older person. Coffee contains caffeine, a mild stimulant that increases alertness, raises the heart rate, and constricts blood vessels. For a young person, the body can adapt. But for a senior whose blood vessels are less elastic, whose blood pressure is no longer stable, and whose heart is already weaker, a cup of strong coffee first thing in the morning without any food or water is like knocking hard on the door of a heart that has just woken up. The heart beats rapidly and suddenly, blood pressure spikes and blood vessels constrict abnormally. All it takes is one small blood clot to travel into a brain or coronary artery to cause a stroke or a heart attack right in the morning. It doesn't stop there. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach also stimulates stomach acid, causing gastritis, heartburn, bloating, and indigestion, especially in people who already have a history of gastritis or acid reflux. In the long run, this habit also affects sleep, causing restlessness, heart rhythm disorders, and chronic insomnia, one of the reasons seniors gradually become exhausted without knowing why. If you still have this habit, I advise you to eat something light first: a dry piece of toast, a banana, a few pieces of boiled sweet potato. Then, you can have a weaker cup of coffee. And if you can, try writing a promise to yourself below: I will not drink strong coffee on an empty stomach to protect my heart and prevent a stroke each morning. A small change in habit can save your entire heart. Dangerous mistake number 2, eating too much white bread, white rice, or pasta. A silent habit that makes blood thick, increases blood lipids, causes fatty liver, and leads to memory decline. This might sound strange because these are staple foods for many people. But precisely because they are daily foods, they can easily become the hidden culprit behind a series of serious health problems in seniors if eaten in excess and not balanced with vegetables, protein, and healthy fats. White flour and white rice, after being heavily processed, have almost no fiber, B vitamins, or minerals left. When they enter the body, they convert very quickly into glucose, causing blood sugar to spike and stimulating the pancreas to release insulin continuously. What's the result? The excess sugar that isn't used for energy is converted into triglycerides, which are a type of fat that accumulates in the blood, leading to high blood lipids, fatty liver disease, and an increase in bad cholesterol. Seniors already have a slower metabolism, weaker liver function, and blood vessels that are prone to hardening. Eating a lot of refined carbohydrates means the body is constantly being attacked by excess sugar and fat. The blood gradually becomes thicker, flows more slowly, and circulation becomes poor. This can cause cerebral anemia, dizziness, confusion, memory loss, and in the long run, can lead to a stroke while sleeping. Many seniors eat large portions of these carbs with every meal because it's what they're used to. They don't feel full without them. Meanwhile, they only have a small amount of vegetables and very little fish, beans, or lean meat. This habit completely disrupts nutritional balance, weakening the body from the inside out without anyone noticing. So, let's start with simple things. Reduce the amount of white rice or bread in each meal. Replace a portion with sweet potatoes, oatmeal, brown rice, or boiled vegetables. At the same time, increase your intake of green vegetables, plant-based proteins, and fish to create balance. If you have been eating these carbs out of habit, today, try writing down a commitment. I will eat less white bread and rice to keep my blood thin, my liver healthy, and my memory sharp. Because sometimes, eating a lot isn't what's good for you. Eating right is what truly saves you. Dangerous mistake number 3, late-night snacking. A habit that seems harmless, but is silently destroying the heart, liver, and brain of seniors. Many older adults have a habit of eating a little something in the evening to help them sleep. A cookie, a bowl of ice cream, a packet of instant noodles, or even a small bowl of porridge. Everyone thinks it's just a light snack. What's the harm? However, snacking at night, especially after 8 p.m., is an extremely dangerous habit that is silently destroying blood vessels, liver function, and the entire central nervous system. When you eat late at night, your body, especially the liver and pancreas, is forced to work during a time when it's supposed to be resting. The sugar and starch in snacks like cookies, candy, sweetened milk, or instant noodles will cause an abnormal spike in insulin. This stimulates the liver to store fat, causing lipid metabolism disorders, increasing blood lipids, bad cholesterol, and leading to progressive fatty liver disease in older adults. More dangerously, eating at night makes the blood thicker the next morning. This causes dizziness, fatigue, and fluctuating blood pressure upon waking. Even worse, if you eat and then go to sleep immediately, the undigested fat will accumulate in your blood vessels, leading to a high risk of a brain artery blockage or heart attack during sleep, especially in people who already have hardened arteries. In addition, eating at night disrupts your circadian rhythm, directly affecting the quality of your sleep. It makes it harder for seniors to fall into a deep sleep, causing them to wake up frequently and feel tired during the day. Over time, this can lead to exhaustion and memory decline. The solution is very clear. Absolutely do not eat after 7:30 p.m. If you are very hungry, you can have a cup of warm water with a few slices of ginger or a few unsalted, roasted almonds. If you used to eat at night to help you sleep, you should now write down a determined sentence. I will stop snacking at night to protect my liver, reduce my blood lipids, and sleep better every night. Because it's not the nighttime hunger that makes you tired, but the price of a bad habit that accumulates day by day. Dangerous mistake number 4, skipping breakfast. A seemingly simple habit that causes cholesterol to soar and weakens the heart, liver, and cardiovascular system over time. Many seniors have a habit of waking up early, drinking a glass of water, and then going for a walk around the yard. They don't eat anything until 9 or 10 a.m. Some even skip it altogether because they don't feel hungry. The reason sounds simple. I'm old, I don't eat much, or eating in the morning makes me feel bloated and tired. However, skipping breakfast, especially on a regular basis, is one of the most serious mistakes, causing silent but profound damage to the blood vessels, heart, liver, and brain of an older person. After a long night, the body enters a state of energy deprivation. If it's not woken up with breakfast, the liver is forced to mobilize fat reserves to create sugar. This process produces endogenous cholesterol, causing blood lipids to rise and overloading the liver, especially in people who already have fatty liver or high blood lipids. Skipping breakfast also disrupts blood sugar levels, causing an abnormal insulin spike when you finally eat lunch. This leads to weight gain around the abdomen, accumulation of visceral fat, and metabolic disorders, the leading factors for atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, and a doubled risk of stroke. In addition, when you don't get energy early in the day, the brain lacks glucose. This leads to dizziness, reduced concentration, and a weaker memory, especially in seniors who already have poor cerebral blood circulation. The longer this goes on, the higher the risk of chronic insomnia, early-onset dementia, and depression in old age. The solution is simple but effective: eat a light and regular breakfast every day. It could be a ripe banana, a few slices of boiled sweet potato, a boiled egg, or a small bowl of oatmeal with green vegetables. If you realize today that you have been skipping breakfast to feel lighter, please write down a reminder for yourself. I will eat breakfast regularly to prevent high blood lipids, protect my liver, and keep my memory sharp. Breakfast is just a small part of the day, but it can determine the health of your entire life after 60. We have just gone through 4 habits that seem harmless, but are, in fact, silently killing your blood vessels, making your blood thicker day by day, weakening your liver and heart, and clouding your memory without anyone realizing. The scary thing is that most seniors have at least one of them. And by the time it's discovered, it's often too late. So, if you see yourself in any of these mistakes, today is the time to change. You don't need to do too much. Just start with one small thing: eat at the right time, get enough sleep, limit strong coffee, gradually reduce white bread and rice. Just that much is the first step to helping your heart beat more safely every day. If this content resonates with the truth about your health, please press the like button and share this video. Because who knows, just one timely warning could save a loved one. And at this point, a question must be asked. If you know what to avoid, do you know what to do to make your blood thinner, your heart healthier, and your bad cholesterol disappear day by day? Right now, I will share 3 extremely simple secrets that any senior can do at home, so that each passing day is no longer a worry about strokes, but a journey of living happily and healthily. Simple secret number 1. Every morning, drink a glass of warm water with a few slices of ginger. Awaken your blood vessels, thin your blood, and protect your heart. Every morning after waking up, the body emerges from a long period of rest. At this time, the blood is often thicker and circulates more slowly, especially in seniors who already have a foundation of high blood lipids, high blood pressure, or hardened arteries. A glass of warm water with a few slices of fresh ginger will help awaken the entire circulatory system gently and effectively. Ginger contains gingerol, an active compound that has been shown to have a mild blood vessel dilating ability, reducing blood viscosity and fighting inflammation in the vessels. This reduces the risk of blood clot formation, which is the #1 culprit for strokes in the elderly. The warm water helps stimulate blood circulation, reducing the burden on the heart, while also calming the nervous system after a long night. Not only does it support the heart, but ginger also has warming properties that support digestion, boost the immune system, and help seniors feel less cold in their hands and feet, reduce joint pain, and improve sleep. The method is very simple. Cut 3 to 5 thin slices of fresh ginger, put them in a cup of warm water, about 100 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Wait a few minutes, then drink it on an empty stomach. You can do this every morning before breakfast. If you have previously underestimated this habit, today, write down a promise to your heart: I will drink warm water with ginger every morning to make my blood thinner and my heart stronger, day by day. 1 glass of warm water, one small action, but it can maintain a sustainable rhythm of life for the entire journey of old age ahead. Simple secret number 2. Take a gentle 15-minute walk after dinner. Help burn fat, stabilize blood pressure, prevent blood from thickening, and keep the heart healthy. Many seniors, after finishing dinner, immediately lie down to rest, watch TV, or go to bed early. This habit, which seems reasonable, is actually causing blood lipids to accumulate faster, blood pressure to fluctuate erratically at night, and silently pushing seniors towards the risk of a stroke during sleep. To prevent this, one of the simplest and most effective things to do is to take a gentle walk for about 15 minutes after dinner. This is not a strenuous workout, but a leisurely stroll with slow, steady steps in your yard, on your porch, or down the hallway. When you engage in light activity after a meal, the circulatory system is activated and blood flows better. This supports faster digestion, reduces the accumulation of visceral fat, and especially lowers blood sugar and cholesterol after a meal, two factors that directly affect the vascular health of seniors. Walking after dinner also helps stabilize the heart rate, reduce stress, and makes it easier to fall asleep and sleep more deeply. Done regularly, this practice not only helps prevent blood from thickening and fat from sticking to artery walls, but also reduces the risk of nighttime hypertension, shortness of breath, insomnia, and irregular heartbeats while lying down, conditions that are very common in people over 60. The great thing is, you don't have to go far, you don't have to walk fast. Just walk steadily. Don't wear high-heeled slippers, keep your breathing gentle, and your mind relaxed. If the weather is not good, walking around inside your house is still a good way to get your blood circulating. If you are ready to dedicate 15 minutes each evening to yourself, please write a clear sentence under this video. I will walk after dinner to reduce my blood lipids, prevent strokes, and help my heart stay strong every day. Because sometimes a long life doesn't come from medicine, but from slow but persistent footsteps. Simple secret number 3, once or twice a week, have a simple lentil or vegetable soup. Cleanse the blood, lower cholesterol, detoxify the liver, and soothe the blood vessels. In traditional wellness, simple, plant-based foods are known for their healing properties. For seniors, a humble bowl of lentil soup or a soup made with dark leafy greens like kale or spinach can be a powerful tool for cleaning the blood, protecting artery walls, and helping the liver flush out excess fat. Lentils and dark leafy greens contain plenty of flavonoids and other plant compounds that can lower bad LDL cholesterol and increase good HDL cholesterol. At the same time, they fight inflammation in the blood vessels and help cool the liver. This is extremely important for older adults whose arteries have begun to harden, whose blood has become thicker, and whose liver function is gradually declining with time. These foods are also rich in soluble fiber and antioxidants. They help eliminate excess fat in the liver, regulate blood pressure, lower blood sugar, and, most importantly, enhance detoxification through the digestive and excretory systems. When cooked together, these ingredients create a light, easy-to-digest soup that has a natural blood-cleansing effect without causing the fatigue that can come from some cholesterol-lowering drugs. Just by having this kind of soup once or twice a week, you can add a little lean chicken or fish for flavor. You will feel your body become lighter, you'll sleep more deeply, experience less bloating, and most importantly, your blood lipid, liver enzyme, and blood pressure numbers will improve noticeably after a few weeks. A small note: if you have a sensitive digestive system, make sure the vegetables and lentils are well cooked. Eat in moderation and avoid taking it at the same time as blood pressure or diuretic medications without consulting your doctor. If you are ready to swap a regular meal for a cleansing bowl of soup, please write down a promise to yourself. I will eat a lentil or vegetable soup every week to clean my blood, lower my lipids, and protect my liver. Because a simple, homemade bowl of soup could be the key to unlocking a healthy and peaceful life in your later years. With just 3 small things each day, drinking warm ginger water in the morning, taking a light walk after dinner, and having a cleansing soup once a week, you can build a strong fence to protect your blood vessels, your heart, and your memory from silent threats like thick blood, bad cholesterol, high blood pressure, and sudden strokes. The most important thing is not whether the action is big or small, but that it is done consistently. Because it is consistency that creates lasting results. A glass of ginger water each morning is a gentle greeting to your cardiovascular system. A 15-minute walk after dinner is a step that pushes back against high cholesterol. And a humble bowl of soup during the week is a silent cleansing for your liver and blood vessels. If you find these secrets easy to do, reasonable, and want to start today, please leave a comment below. I will follow these 3 secrets to live healthy and not worry about bad cholesterol anymore. That will be a silent but powerful commitment to your own health. And if this video was helpful, please click the like button and share it with your loved ones. Because who knows, just one small change could save a great life. Thank you for watching until the very end. I wish everyone good health, peace, and to live each day to the fullest with a strong heart, clean blood, and a serene spirit. See you in the next video.